Hey there. Do you want to know how I created a business that serves more clients and makes more money while working less hours and having a whole lot more fun? Well, that's exactly what I'm talking about in this episode. Hey there, it's Jen Levitt's business wizard and headmistress of spellbindingbusinessschool.com, and you're watching Spellbinding Biz TV, where we brew up business strategies that transform your bottom line. And today's episode, we're talking about how I created a business that serves more clients and makes more money while I'm working a whole lot less hours and having a ton more fun. I am so excited to share this with you. So these really are the 5 steps to a spellbinding business. And if you are more of a reader than a video watcher listener, then be sure to get the PDF where I go into a whole lot more details into these 5 steps, okay? So the first thing that I did is that I created structure. Okay, so this is the a solid structure, the place that everything comes together. It's what the 5 questions really help to solidify and get that clarity that you need in order to consciously build the business in a way that really works for you, right? Because there's a lot of different things going on, a lot of different ways that you can set things up, and you really need to spend some time doing that. And this is how I created the business of my dreams, right? With lots of happy clients who refer more people to me. And it all comes from having these foundational pieces in place. We talked about this kind of in episode 1 where we were talking about the 5 questions of clarity. And those 5 questions are: who do you serve? What is the transformation or the result that people get when they work with you? Why do you do what you do? As well as adding in, where do you work with your clients and how do you want to slice and dice your transformation? So those first 3 really become these pieces of foundational work that become the springboard for all your marketing pieces. And the last 2, the where and the how, come together to create your offers. And it all really hinges on your what. Yes, you need to understand your who do you serve, but your what is actually where step 2 comes into place. So step 2 is creating a business with sustainability in mind, right? So how can you leverage the information that you already have going on, specifically from those 5 questions, and make them work for you so you can create consistent 5, 6, or even 7-figure months, right? Well, one of the key pieces here is having a signature system. And your signature system is part of your what. It's that transformation that your people receive from A to Z. It's all of those pieces are your signature system. And that's very different than your signature program or your different offerings, right? Because when we move to step 3, we're looking at how do you scale your business. And up until that point, up until you're ready to scale, you're probably delivering your core service, your signature system, signature service, your signature program, which is the current place that you're the most comfortable of your transformation delivering. And you're likely delivering it in a business model that is a one-to-one model, or one to a very small group model, depending on what it is that you're doing. But the beauty of this one-to-one model is that it allows you to test, am I getting the transformations that I want to have, getting those results and those testimonials, and you get to test the market, test the people that work, that this process works with, because really that's what your signature system is all about, is a process that you take your people through, and having that step by step by step thing really makes it significantly easier for you to sell, for you to market, because you're talking about the results that people get when they work with you. And you've gone through it enough times that you've tested that you can reach these outcomes with different situations. So that's more a bit on this how do you create sustainability. But when you go to scale it, you're now changing up the business model. So your business model really contains or includes 4 different areas, and it's your infrastructure, who are your customers, what are your offers, and what's the revenue stream that comes from it. Now, your infrastructure and revenue stream, when you're looking at one-to-one, is pretty simple to manage. That's why it's such a great business model to use, because you really are only dealing with the 2 middle ones when you're working one-to-one. There isn't a lot of infrastructure. There's not a lot of expenses that you need to worry about. So your revenue stream actually has a high profit margin. But when you go to scale and create larger programs, one-to-many programs, you likely have more expenses with your income streams, with your infrastructure. So your stream may actually be may not be as diverse. And because you're dealing with one-to-many, you're likely not charging a whole lot more money or a lot of money for it. So your profit margin per customer is lower. So in order to make the scaling side work efficiently, because you have such a lower price point, you need to increase the number of clients that you have involved in your program, right? So that's in that scaling place, is really understanding your numbers and how can you work on getting more profit out of your infrastructure, because that's the place that you move to when you scale. Now, and all of this happens when you increase your signal strength. And what I mean by that is your visibility and showing up in the world, and the marketing vehicles that you use. It's really like you are the lighthouse, and you're turning the dial up on the wattage of your light, right? You're increasing your signal range. If you have a low signal, like if you're on your cell phone and you have a really low signal, you're not going to have the crispest and clearest reception with your people, right? So it's about showing up and being visible, and that really plays into how quickly you can create your sustainable business as well as scale your business, right? And lastly, this last step is spreading your wings to soar. And soaring is the mindset piece. It's a piece that affects all the other steps, because if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right? It's the Yoda do or do not, there is no try. Because it's your mind that gets in the way, and having a healthy mindset and spending time on your personal development is what allows you to step in with confidence and present the work that you do. Each time you step up and do something different with your business, you're moving into a new place where it is, as one of my mentors loves to say, new level and new devil. And that totally happens every time you start to show up, especially when you're turning up the volume on your signal and moving forward with your business, right? And that's all what we're looking to do. This is really how you increase the number of people that you serve. And just by serving more people, you're likely increasing your income and increasing the money you bring in. And when you put things into place in a way that allows you to do things a little more automated or bring on some team to help delegate doing that work, then you're allowed to take less time sitting in front of your computer doing the work. I'm not saying that you don't provide high quality of work, that you only do the smallest amount possible when it comes to serving your people, right? I'm saying focus on the things that light you up, that are uniquely you, because the things that are not uniquely you, the things that don't light you up, there is someone in the world that loves to do that. So if you don't like doing bookkeeping, don't do your own bookkeeping. There are plenty of wizards that love to do all of that math stuff, right? That's what Green Gods is all about. We can get you some people that can do that, all that math and accounting stuff for you. If you don't love it, don't do it. That's the place that we're moving to. Now, I get that if you are in a business place where you're not consistently making six figures, or really not at a place yet where you're taking home six figures. Maybe your business is making six, but you're not taking home six, right? You may not be able to delegate everything, but there are things that you are probably working on that may be costing you money. Things that you are really not skilled to do. If you do this poorly, it will be more expensive in the long run. It's why I don't do my own lawyer stuff. I have a lawyer for that, because if I screw up lawyer stuff, I could be sued, right? It could end up costing me significantly more than if I just hired someone to help me do it in the first place. So look at all these pieces. What are the places that can move this through, right? If you haven't yet downloaded it, go to spellbindingbusinessschool.com/5 steps. All lowercase, no dashes there. 5 steps. And download the PDF where I go into significantly more detail in all of these 5 steps, because these 5 steps really are the key to creating your spellbinding business. These are the areas of brilliance that we talk about here at Spellbinding Business School, and I look forward to working with you more on all of this. Have a great one, guys. Bye-bye.